March 18th, 2026. What a farce. Anyway, Happy New Year. It's the actual real live New Year if you are a biological organism, a we and not a you. Having said this, I would love to pull out the almighty whiteboard. So, I had a chance to kind of dial in on something about the word currency. See, because I was wondering, why is there two R's? Well, there's current. There. No, what I wanted you to think with me about is that, do you know of any other word other than current that is the same as current that means something else? I do. It means like currently, right? Is it currency or currently? Like, okay, so there is a, where's my phone? There is a suffix "ly" or lie, but we say "ly." Current lie. So, but getting back to the fact that no, I think that that's more it, and I'll tell you why. Because see, there's currency that involves change. So there's a term that we use, we call it change, and that is supposed to be just leftover money, which doesn't make sense to me. I'd be able to see something that I think, I think is unique to me, but it's important to us all that this goes on, that I talk about this. Okay, so the language is talking about it. Now, I determined that it's talking about now. Yeah. This is very real to me. I mean, I don't like the word that the word rent is there. It's just not it. But you can take advantage of that. A sheep would say, but it's there. And I'm like, I know. Isn't it trip? Trip like, you rent. You rent. See, pardon me while it's actually getting hot in here. And so I'm turning red, right? I don't know why I put the two pieces of wood in there that I did, or even why I'm having a fire. Today was kind of warm. The thing is like, okay, let me just talk with you for a bit, like as if we're, I don't know, man, it's difficult for me right now. So how many people are listening to this? Nobody's liking my material that I'm coming up, but see, it's because you just don't believe me, and I don't care because I know what's coming in. To me, there's something so obvious, it's painful. So, to keep up, right, with what? With God? What's that? Do you think you can keep up with God? Everybody's like, oh man, that's the superior mind. What are you talking about? Or something like that. And it is. There is such a thing as the mind of God. Where do you think it is, kids? I'm the kind of person that, well, because I practice Buddhism and I didn't even know it. Um, you don't really just give it all away. It's too simple, man. That kind of simplicity takes a lot of discipline to finally get to. And the way to beat around the bush, boy, I wish I could open up a window right now or something like that. I have doors that I can open, but there's no screens on them. And things have stayed like that, and I managed to just not care to like update or anything because it's not on the list of things to do for me. I actually built this place in my last lifetime, and oh, in my last lifetime I built so many things. This was just, I did this when I was 70, and it took 2 years, and I did it all by myself. Why? Because I've always been all by myself. I've always done everything by myself. Even though I have a wife and kids right there. No, I'm not I'm not saying by myself. What I'm saying is that I've worked alone a lot all the time. In this lifetime, I'm doing the similar thing. I did have a phobia of horses, but I wound up riding some right about the same age that I had got on a horse in my last lifetime and spent 15 years on one until it died. The jawbone is right over there. I stopped riding horses in this lifetime. When I turned 16, I kind of just, well, I wanted to come and live up here, and I had horses up here. And anyway, but they're a lot of work, and in this lifetime, I would rather. Hi, how are you doing? How is everybody doing? Did you know it's chrysalis time? Even though chrysalis time. It's never Christmas time, babes. That's a slur. It's like, who the hell is doing this to us? Because it doesn't make any sense. Christ Mass, okay? You want to know what I like that's inside of Christ Mass is, okay, come on, do it with me in your head. It just is as, kids. Now we're back to square one again. It's like, what's the confusion? Current. Let's get all current. See, CUrREncy. What do you think what do you think that, to me, it like gives access to people's perception to be in the now. And it's like, just trust it, right? They say, and now we trust, perhaps. And then, because why would you even need that? Well, here's the reason why, is that the mind, well, first of all, the mind is not locative of now. Right now, I just witnessed it. I'm like, hi, mind. How do you like that? It's like, I'm terrified. It's like, but we've always done this. I'm a musician, and I decided to stay rooted in reality. And then I can see the mind, and it can get pretty bad. The Aries is supposed to stay physically active. Otherwise, it rules the head, and if they start thinking about doing things, whew, what a fucking misery. Never do that. Never do it. They're the best teachers, too. They'll say, just do it. Stop thinking about it. That is the most excruciating thing. Think about, like, if you just think about painting a house or something, it's way more hard work than just getting up and doing it. It's more freeing to just do it. You're just sitting there thinking, oh my God, never do it. Just go do it. Physically. Run. That's the Aries, man. And you love us across the board. That's who is the singular person there. I just got this view of the Die Hard character, the dummy who plays it. What's his name? Total dummies. Especially male actors. But female actors are just as bad. They're just clinging to the possibility that they're not a complete attention whore or something like that. Like, or maybe they didn't partake in some kind of initiation that was horrifying, but they're like, but do you mean I'm going to be known worldwide? And they're like, yes, Charlize Theron, but ignore that person that just ate a baby right in front of your face. That's the price you pay for being stardom, man. I'm getting back to my normal self, which is around about 6 years old. But it's more of a level up, and now I'm going to get a global standing ovation. She figured it out. We are so busy being a bunch of stupid fucking idiots. And I was like, psh. What the hell is going on here? You mean I built this in my last lifetime? That's interesting. My grandmother recognized me when she had her eyes closed. She kept telling me, you're just like my daddy. She kept telling me that once I started getting into really getting close to her, which I wanted to do. I came back here to do a soul pact with her, which was kind of a joke. It's like, but now what do I, it's like it's like, you agreed to come here. And I'm like, I know, and I'm still agreeing. Okay. And what that's like is just go with the flow. There's a current, and it's never not now. Okay. Imagine that, right? See, getting back into my Buddhism and how I know how to do it, there is a solid stream that that you are, and see, it's available as time in time here. See, but that's an illusion. See, it's you are here in this realm for a certain amount of time, and that is not calculated by you, no matter how hard you try. And if you die of old age, I will probably argue that you did life a little bit wrong. You don't ever want to experience that your body doesn't ever get, like, that your soul doesn't get so uncomfortable after a while that it just wants to bust out before the body starts breaking down. It's like, well, why are you hanging on to that thing? And what the fuck are you doing here? Did you not go to the courthouse and log in and say, what is happening here? Is this thing on? I paid car insurance, and I thought I was going to get another car. I'm 55, and I would like my new car. I took part in paying car insurance for fucking 45 years. More like 40, right? And that's equating to, well, I was keeping it really high ball. And I was being sure not to get in an accident, right? Because, or is it accident insurance? Now, you're ensuring that I have to get in an accident for that fucking thing to work? Why didn't you be clear with that? Because I would have totally disagreed. I would say, where's the one where I get car insurance that after a while I get a new fucking car? After $65,000, I want my new car. You're not changing my tires. You're not doing anything else. I kept the car for 20 goddamn years. But then I notice, see, people are just using them like Kleenex. Well, they drop like Kleenex. They're that flimsy. It's like, sorry. That's a spontaneous thing, man. It feels so good. I don't know what people are going to do about this. It's supposed to tell you something, though. Can you just relax and get into the current? You know what I mean? Breathe. And also, it's like this, you guys. Isn't that weird how that the solid stream time that you're able to be in, which is reality, there is no other time. Your mind isn't capable of being such the solid stream time that reality actually is. If you're watching this right now, you're in it. See, it's possible to become that very reality. In a sense, you really can. Because reality is God. And you can move right into it. And you can watch yourself not only get into bed, but you're going to go to sleep and you can start watching yourself dream. See, you didn't really leave and go unconscious. You're aware of that you're dreaming. Yeah. So what I'm explaining there is that, I don't know. But there's a beginning stage of just noticing that you are dreaming, and that is called lucid dreaming. And that's a beginning. I call it a beginning stage just because there is so many other uses for actually sleeping. And there's so many different forms of sleep. And in fact, I'm doing sleep right now in front of you as I channel. But I was just being loose and natural and talking to you guys in a very uh, new in different way, probably, because I'm sharing with you my life probably as I'm going through transformation. I'm meant to do a profound transformation in my entire life, and I was wondering, well, why don't more people, let alone women, talk about transformation? Anyway, more. You don't hear it happening more. So back to current. Now, the solid stream, it really is. What is the solid stream, Shauna? Well, you're in it now. It's called reality. What I love about this particular thing I'm about to do is that I'm going to lowercase the s. Look at the truth right there. Boom. That's the atomic field that you're in right now. That's the way it looks. This right here is really the way it looks. And you have north, east, west, south. The news, baby. The news. Okay? Now if you're doing the right current, right? The current, notice the T right there. Boom, up. Got current on us. Right here. Like this. Boom. Heart is the only one that's able to interact with the now. Without a choice, really, that's what's happening. I mean, your mind is like, hold on, what is this? This is reality. Oh, really? Let me turn on the TV set. Okay. Where did reality go there? You'd be surprised how that 92% of people are teetering, and they are not locative of reality. I suspect, and I do, I witness it right in front of my face, that it pops in every once in a while for some people. It's fragmented. And you could be there and you're like, caught me just a little bit there. I understand. I don't understand, actually. It's like I would like to get away from that more and more. And if you were privileged enough, wouldn't you? If you knew that you could, wouldn't you just say, well, yeah, I would love to fly off wherever Amelia Earhart flew off to, never to return again? That's where all of the self-aware people have gone to. Why I find myself stuck here trying to tell people about the most advanced thing that you could possibly ever fucking understand in your life, which is, why is the English alphabet here? Let alone, why should we communicate at all? I thought it would be interesting. Because you have experiences and you're like, well, the truth about that was this, Aries is kind of frank that way. I just thought of a Mandy, and it's like, well, why does Frank and Mandy get along? I don't know. All right, so, God, Shauna, would you get out of here? Stream. Stream has a lot to do with Rhea. There we go. Oops, there's the am. If you want it to be. It's right there. I didn't lie yet. And the am is the now. It's the current. And that's the only solid stream. They call it, it's a solid stream. Because it's not a fragmented thing. It's actually awareness, but see, awareness, I'm going to capitalize the A on this one because that's its rightful position, and then I'm going to put the W down. Arness. Oh, how cute! That's like a little sheep. It's so Arness. It's like Arness just means like isness too, man. Isness. What does that mean? I think it means like existence, like, which is strange because what do you mean by that? Isn't it and that's it? Yeah, really, there isn't an in between with that shit. You're gonna know that coffee table is there by the way your shin interacts with it, and then you're like, yes, it is there. So awareness. Whoa, did I fucking spell that wrong? Yes. Don't you love when I do that? Wow, aware. Sorry about that. And I probably don't really know how to spell it. Is there an E there? I don't know. A R. Yes, there is. Ness. There you go. It's now. See, it's the cUrREncy. And see, man, what I'm trying to get at is very real. Because there's the fact of change. How do you form change? Like, why is that important? See, change is the only constant. And see, and the thing that my grandma always would say is always for the better. Yeah. And I understand that. Even the part where, okay, you have to change out your body. Of course it's for the better. Holy crap. Why did you allow it to get that way? And what the hell did you do? You just let the government use you as a fucking plow, and then you just stuck around and fucking... And you wanted to know what was going to happen next in the movie, and all of a sudden Donald Trump became president. That's what happened with my grandmother. She's like, Donald Trump won the presidency? And I bet you anything, she's like, oh man, I would love to stay here and find out what happens next in this fucking movie. That was the first presidency he did. And these people are actually not in control of their own lives. They are being puppeted by a very old foundation or occupation that is hard to tell where it is and who it is, but I know that the Vatican is the central nucleus of all of what we see today as the world. And see, the fact that they're destroying Israel and that place over there where, well, talk about what has been used or where the meccas are of the mind control agencies that formed, well, of course, right, there's Jerusalem and there, which talks about the baby Jesus and all that stuff, right? And that is a big time control, way to control. See, even if it was a true story, which it is, I mean, the story is your story if you ever get a mind of your own. And just go to the courthouse. You have to. See, the courthouses have been empty for 2,026 years. It's been empty. Because, see, when you go in there, when the real ones go in there and say, excuse me, and you let everybody know that I was here, now, put the clock back to 0, please, and keep it there. And see, but when they kill the ones who know how to keep it there and be current, they started counting years, days, years, and just keeping track. See, we know we have this, the day destroys the night, and the night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side, and there's seasons, right? But what does that have to do with counting the years and being under the illusion that time exists at all? It's not linear like that, right? You've always heard that word, and I figured out that there's a word line in it. And it means, it's just a sophisticated word for the word line. I'm sure it appreciated it. It's like, now I'm called linear. Pardon me. Only so much time here, kids. What the fuck did you do? So, babes, I'm trying to get to something very... So you see, there is the word cure. Yeah, yeah. In fact, that's the savior. What? Now is. Now. Oh, there's that W. Yeah. And see, I really wanted to make I was starting to make an intense, really, very, very, like, very, how Buddha a viewpoint. And mind you, the Buddhists are very, very advanced people. They're the yellow race over there, and you don't even know what the extraterrestrial occupations, which is the white, yellow, brown, red, black, and there is blue. Yeah, there's even there's different I want to say opaque or something like that, or even whatever that means. Eggshell. Hue means color. Man. Z. And that's the secret about what's happening in the total deception, is that, babes, we are extraterrestrial, we're already here, and apparently you guys are deprogrammed and you're not interested in anything. Like, you don't even know that there's other extraterrestrials here too, right? Like octopus, and how intelligent a dolphin is. How amazing the land animals are also. Those are all extraterrestrial. Guess what's extraterrestrial also? The layer of crap that you're leaving here, the literal crap that you poop onto the ground, if it creates a layer, that's an extra layer there. Now you're going to have to look up extraterrestrial for us and then get back to us. If you got your fucking vocabulary down and you actually knew what people were saying. And then, but it helps too to do the birds and words things, because did we know about aliens, right? Aliens is not something that even a sheep would say, no, but look at there. Am I seeing this right? Yeah. There is the word lies right there. That's just a reminder. It says, don't forget. Come on now. And that right there is a foreigner. It's a trespasser. Yeah, most likely. A para. Para means what? I think it means two, or a part removed. Like, here's parallel lines. See, here's the actual thing, but maybe this is just a echo or a hollow, like a wannabe or something. You see, para now sight means a place, like a different place. It's like, so it's in the fourth dimension that these entities interact with. Now let's open up the Epstein files. An occupation that I don't think is more than 3,000 years old. And oh my God, if there wasn't people like me with our third eye open and here to really try and like feel like what is going on here. And then the way you use this thing, see, is that you pick up on something first, and then you get on here and you go, oh, yep, apparently that's true. Because otherwise there's a lot of other stuff, including your car commercials. We just had to have those. Very, very useless, by the way, unless you start dialing in on why you have a $333 trillion weapons system in your hand. Don't you think that it's available to you to turn that thing and say, wait, excuse me, and give me all your fucking money. I happen to think there's crimes on humanity that State has just exposed it through the fact of using the sky as a witness, and I am with the sky. I am with the eye. See, what we're trying to operate through to figure anything out is sheer fucking madness. You're being sprayed. The other day they sprayed so many chemicals in the sky. It was just... And see, the reason why that they can do that is because collectively, see, as a non-singularized entity, which is what the human organ, pardon me, the human being is an achievement that has become realized of total interconnectedness to the universe as far as they can imagine that there is one. See, but it gets very much more deeper than what is the obvious, like what's going on. No, this unification is multidimensional, and a lot of the ways, the stories we can tell is talking about now is getting into fucking science fiction, where we're fighting dragons and talk about those parasites that show up and flash in front of us, and we say, wait a minute, did that person just turn into a fucking monster in front of my face? The truth is yes. They have a parasite latched onto them, most likely living in the stomach. And this is why the Christ consciousness aware, the little pamphlet that Christ would leave behind, says, don't forget to fast. And watch what you're eating, that's for sure. That's one of the main signs of becoming spiritually disciplined, is that it starts at the mouth. You control what goes in and, of course, what comes out. If you can, projectile vomit on the next person who's holding an American flag or any political thing. If they say a stupid joke or something that's political and educational and so not you, just, it's appropriate. Sorry. Okay, so now that I'm in a really trippy experience right now. I'm trying to do the right thing for me, as far as how that I know I have a lot of potential to make things work here, but taking leadership in such a way that overrides the programming. And in fact, if anybody is coming close and involved in what I'm all about, it's apt to set them free also, because my history is that that's what I do. And it's part of the reason why that, well, I can also have difficulty with a lot of people, because they're not ready for their own emancipation. I mean, it could be, see, I'm not for everybody. So the thing is like when I show up as like, well, here, I'm going to rake your yard or wash your windows or any other kind of thing that is me just trying to make money, um, it's just, my life has changed so much. It's just like, I can't imagine going back, because I'm a high priestess. Really, I've had deeper experiences than just the obvious of what we have to do is pay the bills. And my mom was such as that. Oh, that's besides the point. You have a life of making sure that your relationships are hearty and good, and money can sure get in the way of that, right? But there's a balance to be made and had. And notice that word balance. See, the Libra says I balance, and we're going to see an uprise of a Libra coming up with the Uranus going into Gemini. And this is where all of this right here is going to become, like, you're going to say, well, what were you saying about that again? Because, well, you're going to see it more and more. You're just going to see, if you don't see that when you say the word iPhone, and you see what your phone types out, if you have an iPhone, it types out small lowercase I and then the uppercase P phone. See, they have to do that under intergalactic law, because transparency means that, well, don't you get it? You get it, right? But you don't. See, um, the deception is that you don't even know why there's upper and lowercase letters. You don't know that you are supposed to capitalize. In fact, this is the capitalism that is coming on that you need to know about, man. It's like, no, I take my right to capitalize anywhere, anytime, to hang on to uh, my artist. Yeah, because there is intellectual property that belongs to all of us here, and it's not what you think. You guys, it's the planet Earth and the resources that they keep stealing from us. And here's the problem. See, here's the reason why it's happening. First of all, um, the organism needs to learn how to take care of itself and that's a very complex thing to do, but it is very possible to do it. It just needs to become more and more self-aware and practicing harmony. Harmony, not demonic-y. Demonic is the opposite of harmonic. It has gotten so bad over 2,500 years, or 26 years, that the word harm is in harmonic because it is what is the key. It's the key that destroys the demonic. It harms the world. To be a rebellion, to rebel, means to tune the bells up into the right harmonics. I try to make a video about this, and I think I need to edit it. It's something about the walls of Jericho, or maybe I have the wrong idea about it, but no, I think it's about that somebody built some walls, or just some flimsy ass shit, which that's what the civilization is now. It's not really a civilization, it's just like, it's just cartons that the alien-based race, which is using the non-human part of the organism, which is mainly men. That's why you see men everywhere doing all of this stuff. They are being hijacked. And the only solution that is like a big, well, be resilient, we're going to try and get this done, is to depopulate. Yeah, because there is a cosmic rain down of information that is going to bring back ancient knowledge, and it's going to be too much for the population to all of a sudden experience the truth that is so not what they've been told. It's just easier to kill people than to reform them. And they use men. Who are they? Well, whatever has the wherewithal to now to get all of this technological base out, which includes a global WHO health organization, and to really make it possible. That is, see, it can become controlled by diabolical entities only for so long, because the technological base keeps advancing into what it's really supposed to be. For instance, Tesla already had these communications device ready and said we can have these, But no, they took all the possibility of speeding the fact that you can now quicken your abilities to singularize by using the sky and say, no, we're here now. Amazing. This can happen in rapid time with hardly any space time delay in between, that we can talk to each other. That's very important to know about the current condition of everybody right here, right now. You can make it rain collectively. You don't know your potential because everybody's so isolated, separated. Oh God, all of the toxins. It is the most difficult time to be alive right now, because as well as all that stuff peaking right now and just running rivers into fucking toxicity, and people just taking the deals, which is like, good deal, you got the deal, huh? Well, that's laced with poison. Don't you know that? That's all that money can do until it gets out of the hands of diabolical. Okay, so some people are going to do this for us, and we know that 95% of you sheep, you don't give a fuck as long as you got your food. Well, it could be so much better too, because they don't give a shit about you. They want to keep you running. Really, it's just frozen, doing an age-old thing, which is just, however it looks, it's masked. It's just the mind there that is not, it's unaware that it's there. So people don't know that they're running to the mind, which is fear-based. It's not human yet. You have to get into your body, and then your body starts to communicate into your mind. The saying goes like this: you do not give the mind to reality, you give reality to the mind. And there is a problem with that. And there's where we come with the possible reverse that's going on, of course. And we're not talking about going backwards. No, we're talking about getting your words more in high definition. Pardon me, it's kind of like I'm sweating now, and that's good for me. See, I'm an Aries rising, and I like sweating. So when it's time to sweat, I'm like, well, I've never sweated so much in my life. But I guess you have to drink water, right? I'm thinking, I think I need some other kind of water because I never sweated so much in my entire life than when I hit fucking 50 years old. Let me tell you right now, and some of you women, you must know what I'm talking about. But did you know, it's a sacred time. It is so complex. A woman's body is technology. It's a technological base where if a human civilization was ever on the list of things to do, the man has to go through her, and she does quality control. This is an obvious that I'm telling you this now because it's like, well, I've kind of been doing that. You know, it's in case you do want to reproduce. You want to this is the religion here, by the way. Love is the religion, but they never tell you that sex is the ritual. See, they take all of that away from us. And they're doing something really strange with the side of the organism, which is the male side. They're very energetic, apparently, and if they are not like properly used, they can do a death throw that is very dangerous. A death throw, tHROA, and that is something that happens with everybody when they're about to die. It could be within like, well, a lot of people, you can see it really intensely in very old people who are about to die. They're well into the stages of getting into their transformation, and they feel it coming on. And here's how it looks when they know. It's like this: I think it's time to go bowling. Their good daughters will come over or something. It's like, well, take me horseback riding now. I love that. And they're like, uh-oh. And they're like, well, I guess should we take her? Should we take her? And a lot of people that love them, they're like, okay, let's go then. Let's go bowling. And they want to do everything that they did in their life. Or they want to live it up. They want to do things they've never done. I want to go skydiving. And you're like, but the death throw, usually it's, let's just do it 10 times more now. Yes, I'm wanting to do this. And for men, it could be like this. I think I need to fuck. Yeah, boy, this thing's still getting hard. I need to set something on this and just, yay, you know what? Okay. And you don't want to be around that shit as a mature woman that knows that, no, that's a computer that's breaking down, and that's a very Aquarius thing to say. Yeah, and that's what exactly is going to go on in the future. I probably talked about this. Good God, if I posted this, babes, hit like and subscribe. Or don't, I don't care. Hit unlike. Here's the secret about your unlikes. Just put the U down and keep everything else in capital. You like, baby, you like. Ah, you're not getting that. So that's what's really cool about this decoding system. It kind of, in your face, it's still reversed, and the fact is that the reality of like is there. Just say like. And the universe says, I heard like, I don't know what you mean. So here we go. Yeah. No, I'll get more clear on this. You have no idea what I'm doing. This, if anything, it's to help me do something very complex with my life, which is just the rest of my life. Like when you hit 50, you're thinking, well, I have 20 good years left, maybe. I don't know. See, I didn't know that it's actually better than ever. It's like, wait a minute, I've really never been in this kind of shape ever before. And it's even better. See, but it's not like that for everybody my age. And they chose differently, and they did a different thing. And so it's important to start piping up. What did you do, like, as a generational value in case you were to corner the market on anything? Yeah, right. But what I mean is, hand a torch down that says, no, this is actually what worked, and what really works is doing this, okay? what happened? And then you talk with each other and you really practice it together. And so, having said that, don't you miss your actual phone, where it was a guarantee that, well, is this the person calling so that we can meet later on? Or that you were going to call and say, well, I have to make an appointment, and then you go and meet the person, but you had the phone to do that. But the phones, well, they are actually a cabinet. They're called cabinets in the intergalactic realm. If you knew this, then you would probably play the game better. They are called cabinets. Your iPhone or your other phone, but I think the iPhone, you want to get an Apple I. And they say don't get that for a reason. That's the one that is like probably the easiest one to interface. They said, come on, we're playing the game now. What do you think pH put together is? I think it's, because it makes a sound, but I think it means, of course, it's pertaining to the physical, but it means some kind of balance, maybe, right? Maybe. I don't know. So anyway, what is pH? Physical balance? What does it mean? Look it up. What does pH mean? There's a lot of pH you'll see there. Why did I mention pH? We'll get back to it. This all is nothing that I have to remember. It's something that is going to keep ever expanding now that we got something done there. I don't know. Babes, please start thinking with me, because this interfacing system, and that it's supposed to couple up with the money. And then you get on this, which you have a typewriter, and you're going to identify your type by just using the right typing. And see, this is not faked. Some of you will understand the ion, and you'll get it. See, because if you are a true Christian, yeah, you will. No, it's what I mean is, if you're truly enlightened, and you did a little bit of study, and you've been paying attention to some things, even with the Buddhism thing, where they are talking about chakras and stuff. That's the same thing about the body that you're in, and there's a process that's happening that not only happens within an individual, but it's to happen with the collective. It needs to get on a collective scale, that there is realization, and you become singularized in calm with the universe, means that you have a possible community. That's the only way, is to have your eye open right there. You have a T, and the Y is a very spectacular vowel. It has all energies in it. If you consider that vowel, and see all the vowels, A, E, I, O, U, being in the Y, Y, I, U, I. And so it's on the center of the typewriter for a reason, because it's a very powerful symbol that is bringing in things. And of course, that is you. Mm-hmm. Yep, there you are at the end. Say, yeah, I got it! That's the look of somebody who's successful. They're like, yes, joy! Joy is the key. In fact, they say key. Abraham Hicks says that. She says, joy, that's the law of attraction. Because you're not really going to win the enemy unless you can hit them with fucking, with the truth in such a way that you're just dancing. And it just kills them. Nope, it's like this. People are like, they loosen their collars and they go to the side that's winning. Who, it's obvious, right? But it takes practice. I've been doing something all my life that it's like, oh, this is why I've been doing this. This is amazing. I need to get back into it. It's called keeping your vibrational frequency on high, baby. You do that by handling a higher learning tool. Your body is number one. But see, I've been handling the higher learning tool of music all my life. And I don't worry about the fact that I'm not playing it much or recording much anymore. I'm raising my vibrational frequency when I know I've found this. It happens. Oh no, it happens. Nope. Um, when I was contacted and shown, see, I have yet to tell you the story why I know that they call the iPhone a cabinet, because in politics you have a word cabinet also. I don't know much about it, but in fact I know that much though. See, and they call your phone a cabinet. It's a political hot seat. It's worth $333 trillion. But it's not a game, babe. It's not the thing that you see that's going on, that's playing a game with life itself, and it's very kind of rude, right? But it's very necessary. This is apparently a really trippy place to be, because whoever graduates up out of it inherits the entire universe. They are probably an overseer of a whole other realm, because there's many different realms, but those realms do not stay in operation without a secret, without a something that works, which is love is the thing that has been working so far. The evolution of human consciousness into awareness. And that's just saying, that's just a weird thing to say. Really what it is that you're a reality rendering machine at this point. If you're watching this, you're in a spacesuit that it can work to make the outer realm look a certain way based on your programming. And when I'm talking about this, oops, unity, put the Y up. That's a funnel right there, bringing energy in, and there's the I, and brings it down. Pardon me while I go and let my gray cat in. So there's just a high chance that none of you are going to get the intricacies of what I'm trying to show you, and that it's just for me. But I'm sharing you this because later on you're going to watch me do something with it, probably. Yeah, but see, it does something for your perception mainly. And then, you can make some, I only wish for you all the breakthroughs that are available by realizing that you are operating a symbols system. Very simple. Very simple. Yeah, there's that. And so anyway, see, getting back to singularizing yourselves, which apparently, well, the see, it's evolution, babes. I can't get it out of my head that this is a predetermined realm. I mean, it's all predetermined. In fact, the entire universe is this way. It's geared for the evolution of human consciousness. And then when you enter into different realms like Earth and beyond, of course, there's other life on Earth. There's so many different like formulas, like forms or outcomes that the occupation of being human has assumed. It includes every bit of the most advanced technologies, because they can interact with it very well. They are electromagnetic, and they are a technology too. So it's like, what I understand now is that this is such a hard place to be, because this is where like the top of the line, if we graduate out of it successfully, is coming from, as far as if there are gods and there is like creators of creation. This is what it's offering, is that you too can become a creator of worlds. Yeah. Yeah. And getting back to just trying to imagine like something that's not imaginable, it seems like, unless you go the route of choosing to think beyond the safety that the mind wants. And especially, just the ego. So you don't have to know it. Boy, do I look terrible right now. Sorry about that. And I'm sorry about the glare. I'm not taking care of that. See what I'm going to do. And I do these things. It's just I'm extremely exhausted, but at the same time, I'm getting good energy because that's just on the list. That's just what time it is. The organism has been going through something apparently for 2026 years, and this time that we're in right now with the Neptune, Saturn, and then the Venus conjunction with the Pluto going to be trining to Uranus, and then the constant setting off by a planet in Libra. It could be just the moon that's going to create a trine with these two planets. Wow. Just wow, you guys. What we're about to experience is like a release into something that we've never really seen before. It is going to be so beautiful. The problem is that the stuck race, which is the Elon Musks and the people that are being puppeted by the hidden hand, that they have to put somebody up there to represent their activities here on this plane, which is SpaceX and even the, let's open the Epstein files again. Keep opening it, babes. There's a reason why that they're letting you know that's happening. Well, they have to under intergalactic law, because then what you do is you get on here and you say, excuse me, and you get active. But the church has managed to create an incubation device out of, I'll say as blatantly as this, the woman. And that is why we have a phenomena of so-called depopulation. It's overpopulated. What we mean is like there's too many people that are being born from non-self-awareness, and then they are a phenomena of never becoming self-aware, and then there is just too many of that, and that needs babysitting by the system. And see, in other words, these people are not meditators. If you're a meditator, ow, don't allow me to do that ever again. If you're a meditator, then you're like 6 people in one. You can do the job that like 6 people do, and you do it really. You just do everything. It's called essential work only. They used all the language correctly, and under intergalactic rule, once it's seen that the organism doesn't respond to its own like chances, well, it's brace yourself now, because they are doing an intense warring. It's all around us, ladies and gentlemen, and down to the person next door that grows a lawn instead of grows corn. Well, I'm here to tell those people, you're about to experience something that's going to bring you more down to earth, I would like to say, but the right way to say it is that you're going to level up and get more real with the rest of us, and you'll plant some corn now, and get more involved with what's happening around you, as far as like, well, what have you been doing? Who do you work for? Like, see, are you somebody who thought that to be in with just until the money gets out of the hands of the diabolical, the holographic field is going to be the diabolical, because it's based in belief, and that's fine. But when those beliefs, when those minds are operating, are running, maintaining a toxicity that is meant to keep themselves frozen and just like a TV dinner available for the fucking Epstein parties over there? I don't know what to tell you. What a lot of the population is being useless to itself, and there is a great sifting going on. And what's left, believe it or not, is people that are resonating by the truth more. They've stayed buoyant. It's a lot like, okay, so in the LA fires and a lot of other incidences that are similar to this, some people's houses did not burn at all, and especially particularly the Bible. But see, it's this thing that people have put so much energy in and they love, and there is a little fine line there, a message that Christ Jesus really tried to let us know. If you have any inkling of the understanding of it, you will be protected. If you have been not operating like a goddamn swine monkey that doesn't really know that story, really doesn't know that, no, that's a timeless story right there. They try to make you believe because of deception that it happened 2026 years ago. No, that's your story, you folks. If you ever dare get a mind of your own, no, if you do, no, you go right to court. And you say, excuse me, I've been paying taxes this long, and there's a lot of stuff that I disagree with. How else do you think it's going to get done? You fucking people that are being babysat, you're just a big bunch of babies playing with their toys. It's pretty ridiculous because they are converting stuff that we should be having use to like really make it a bitch in life, but oh, you just get a toy that's meaningless to the individual. It's just there to babysit you, and again, it's to keep you on ice, frozen, and you're a TV dinner in their refrigerator. Bzzz.